Listen up, mortals. Make sure to subscribe to iVoltGaming and follow him on his social media platforms, or be destroyed.
So for whatever reason, I got the ungodly idea to make a video on why I personally think Goten Trunks should be in this Universal Tournament. Now people are probably going to attempt to Hakai me in the comments by saying, oh my god, did you not watch the latest episode? They're inexperienced, they should not be in this fight, after all they're just kids. But the thing is, Goten and Trunks are very, very powerful warriors. They're Saiyans. They're going to get stronger as the fight progresses. Now, I understand that it is exactly because they are kids that they shouldn't be in this tournament. But the thing that you have to remember, these two, the world rested on their shoulders once, before Gohan showed up, obviously, to take that burden off of them when they were fighting Super Buu. These two fused, and then they took on Super Buu. And not to even mention the fact that they can transform into Super Saiyan, and they're arguably stronger than Frieza. I'm not even going to get into that whole discussion, could Goten and Trunks, or just one of them by themselves take out Frieza. I mean, both of them were even able to go toe-to-toe with Android 18 in the tournament, and then we all saw the fight that them two actually had in the tournament as well, when they fought against each other. That was one awesome fight, and how else are they going to get experience if they don't actually go out and fight? Now, of course, there's 48 hours before this thing starts, and it's obvious that they're not going to be in the tournament, that the teams have already been decided, but I'm just bringing up points as to why they should be. They're leagues above Tien and Roshi. They're powerful enough to hold their own in there, obviously. If Roshi can, why couldn't they? And if the universe is going to end, regardless, you might as well use them. Now, of course, Roshi has the Mafuba, Tien has the Tri-Beam, he's got the Multi-Form, he's got the Kikoho, he's got really powerful techniques. But Goten and Trunks have the strength, they have the Super Saiyan form, and arguably, they could probably even fuse in a tournament if it's not banned. So, to me, I really don't see why they shouldn't be in the tournament, I guess, besides the fact that they're young, which I understand, again, but they are a pair of Saiyans. They work well together. They could team up really well in this. They've been fused. They've worked as one person. Obviously, that creates a new personality. But they fought each other. They know each other's fighting styles. They could use that to their advantage in this tournament. There's literally no reason to not utilize these two's power in this tournament, you know? You could totally replace Roshi and Tien with these two. Now, I'm not saying that Roshi and Tien should be in the tournament, because they are, for a reason. They're experienced. But Goten and Trunks also have had experience in fight, even though it was against Majin Buu of all things. But that's still experience nonetheless. Obviously, they weren't able to take him on their own because they weren't strong enough like that. But as a Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, they were able to basically pummel him into the ground. And they've gotten stronger since then. Obviously, we haven't really seen them two train that much. Goten was kind of harassed by Chi-Chi forcing him to study because Goku's alive again, so they don't need a fighter. So she wants him to kind of go down the same path as Gohan because she wants a good future for him. And, you know, that's a mother and she wants to protect her son. I understand. But this is the universe at stake. The fusion is a technique. They could totally fuse if they had enough, I guess. If they're just able to separate themselves from opponents and fuse into Super Saiyan 3, I mean, although they'd have 5 minutes, so I'd say that would be a last resort for them, because that still puts them up pretty close to Ultimate Gohan's strength. Of course, Ultimate Gohan was stronger, but still, that puts them at a pretty high level of power, and that would be pretty useful to the Z fighters. I mean, they can use that Buu ball technique, the volleyball technique, I guess, where they literally put the opponent in that little ball thing, spike him up, and then have Piccolo just smack it down into the ground. Of course, you can't kill your opponents and stuff like that, but it will be a pretty useful technique nonetheless. If Gohan could recently start training from being all rusty to basically getting himself to a level where he can, of course, handle the Super Saiyan form, and even in the opening access his, Ultimate Gohan form where he unleashes all his power without having all that drain on him, then I don't see why Goten and Trunks couldn't enter this tournament. Now, of course, we don't know where or how long the window was between when Gohan started training to this, but they have 48 hours. Of course, there's the hyperbolic time chamber. I'm not sure if that's rebuilt. I'm not sure if they're going to use the dragon to resurrect it, you know. Well, not resurrect it from the dead, you know what I mean. But bring it back, rebuild it, so they can use it at least, get some training in, you know, for the people that are rusty. This would benefit for Goten and Trunks, of course, greatly. And I just don't really see much of a reason apart from the quote unexperienced, because they're very strong opponents. They know how to handle themselves in fights, especially if they team up. I think they'd be a formidable force, of course. Like if they are separate, they wouldn't be that, you know, strong or whatever. But if you, obviously this is a battle royale, so you're gonna have people working together against the other opponents, and if you have Goten and Trunks there, I think they'd pretty much be able to handle themselves. If someone like Master Roshi, that Goku's confident, you know, in Master Roshi to be able to handle himself there, then I literally see no reason to have Goten and Trunks handle themselves. And if you're gonna tell me that their inexperience outweighs the whole power scaling thing, then I can understand it to a sense, because power scaling really has been kind of inconsistent throughout Super. But then again, Goten and Trunks are leagues above what Roshi is and what he will be. So I understand Roshi has like 300 years of experience, but his body is old. He isn't even able to hold on to his max power form for a very long time, and they're gonna be in this for 48 minutes, mind you. So Roshi, an old guy like that, fighting for 48 minutes, trying not to get thrown off of the edge of the whole stage, is gonna be pretty tough. Same with Tien, I guess. You know, you got Tien and Krillin there, who are humans. They're Earthlings, and they're able to be there. So the whole mental image thing with Krillin and, you know, I think it's Bergama, or I honestly don't remember the guy's name, but he's one of the wolf things from Tree of Dangers. He was able to kind of hold his own, and then he kind of lost in the image battle, and Gohan was like, he won't be able to handle it, and Goku was like, nah, he'll be fine. He started training again. So yeah, I still think that Goten and Trunks should definitely be in this. They have the fusion, they have their own techniques, they have teamwork. So what else do you really need? I mean, you can't get them to get experience if you don't actually have them, you know, go through these things. I really do think that there would be a really, really great help for the Z fighters. Or, I mean, they literally have 2 days. So, if anything, get them to work on their teamwork. I really do think that the fusion, you know, Meta Maurice fusion, should not be banned from the tournament, because it is a technique, and if 2 fighters know it, they should be able to merge into 1 fighter. I don't see how that would be unfair, because they're utilizing a technique that they did learn to, you know, use it in combat, of course. So, I mean, there's probably going to be other warriors that are able to do that sort of thing. I don't think Goku and Vegeta are going to end up doing that sort of thing necessarily in the tournament, because we've already seen in the opening that Goku's going to break through his limits and he's going to take on Jiren, and of course he's going to win. Unless they do a plot twist where like Universe 6 wins or something like that, and then we get resurrected or something, which, you know, would be unpredictable by Toriyama standards, and he loves, you know, just messing with us by catching us off guard, because that's what he does. He loves it. Why do you think we got a person like the Omni King as the ruler of creation? Because people didn't see it coming. They were like, oh, Whis is a very, very strong fighter, and then we got revealed that there's 12 universes, that there's a different god hierarchy, the Grand Priest, the Omni Kings, the Kais are also gods. So that whole thing right there. But still, Goten and Trunks are literally a pair of young Saiyans that do still have that inner drive to fight, because they are literally kids and they are friends. Goten and Trunks are friends, and that builds a rivalry between, you know, the 2 of them, similar to how Goku and Vegeta have their own rivalry. So neither one wants to fall behind the other, and that's why they occasionally spar and fight, and that's why they were able to, you know, learn the fusion technique together, train in the hyperbolic time chamber, and then take on Super Buu on their own as one. So again, the only thing I would want to see between them 2 is to get some training done in, if they were able to participate in this tournament, and I think that that would set them straight. Goku would have to explain to them what they would have to bear on their shoulders, of course, but really I do believe that there would be a better asset for the team I know they don't have experience, they don't have that much battle experience, they are immature, but I'm pretty sure Goten and Trunks will be able to take this seriously. I mean, if you've seen when Goten's, when Chi-Chi got killed, crushed by an egg, and then they went into the hyperbolic time chamber when they saw their mothers die, they trained so intensely in there. I mean, of course, then they got cocky later on as Gotenks, but that's just a fusion of their own personalities. So, yeah, but I really do wish that we could have seen these two in the tournament to participate, and maybe even see them fuse as Gotenks for once and not get one-hit KO'd. They got one-hit KO'd by that weird Vegeta thing from that one arc that is kind of forgotten now. They got one hit by Beerus, and we haven't really seen that much of them. So it would have been nice to kind of make them a bit relevant, because we both know what happens to them by the end of Z. They aren't fighters. I mean, they don't really like to fight anymore. They're doing their own thing. But yeah, it would have been just nice to have them relevant before everything really wraps up. I mean, I don't think that Super is obviously going to end after this arc, but just have them be a bit more relevant, I guess. Because if we go back to the Goku Black arc, Goten was just pushed completely out of the picture to focus on Trunks' own character arc and make him a bit more relevant and mature when it comes to things. So it would have been nice to just have them kind of just a bit in the spotlight this time, I guess. But yeah, I'm not going to drag this on any longer. I want to hear what you guys think about this. Do you think that they should have replaced Tien and Roshi, or maybe possibly somebody else? You just leave that in the comment section below. Let's have a discussion. And yeah, thank you so much for everything. You guys are awesome. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone. Peace.